Hey everyone, this video we are going to talk about data consistency. What is this all about and why is this important? And we will also see that there are two models of this data consistency. First one is eventual consistency and then other one is strong consistency. What are the pros and cons of both? When to use which one? We are going to analyze all of this in this video. So let's go ahead and get started with the first one, that is data consistency. Data consistency when it comes into picture when we are in microservices architecture, which is another name for the distributed system. Earlier we had monolithic application that we divided into microservices or distributed system. So earlier the business logic that was in the monolithic application at one place, data was also at the one place with one database. But with the evolution of the distributed system and microservices system, the advantages that we see, how much performance we can take out of this microservices architecture, the importance of data consistency becomes very much important. So let's take an scenario. So this is the client and this is your particular service which is updating data into this database, which I have named it node 1. So the client has performed some action which has created some data on the node 1, and at the same time it has got notification about the data creation in node 1. So the client data of the client is stored in this node 1 in this single database. So what are the many problems that come when data is stored only one database? First and foremost problem is data loss due to any natural disaster, or there can be cyber attack. There can be any reason by which when we lost data on this database, there will be no way to retrieve data from somewhere else because we didn't take any backup or we didn't distributed it any other database system. To avoid data loss due to all of these reasons, we need to replicate this data across other database systems as well. So then comes node 2, node 3, node 4, node 1. So these are the name of the database which are located throughout the world at different locations. So if anything happens at one place, our data is not lost. Our data is with another node 2, and even if the problem, any natural hazards has come at two places, still we have data stored at node 3. In the same way, I can replicate it at n places. And apart from the natural disaster, when client is reading data, when it is creating data, it is storing at node 1 only, and when it is reading from the same node. So if you remember from the previous video, we talked about the CQRS. There should be separate responsibility of creating the data and reading the data. So when it has to read data some other database, at that moment also data consistency becomes very much important. Now the problem is how to replicate this data throughout all the nodes. So when this question comes, we have two strategies for that. First one is eventual consistency, second one is the strong or strict consistency. What are these two? Let's analyze one by one. First, coming to the eventual consistency, let's see the flow of eventual consistency. First, client has requested for something from the service and that has created some data on the node 1. So node 1 data has been created on the node 1, and at the same time client got the response from node 1 that the action that you performed is successful and data has been stored properly. So the client is now free, so it got the response quickly by adding data into node 1. Now from the back, service has to take care of replication of this node 1 to other one. So it can, when any data is created into this node 1, it can inform to node 2 that data has been created. Node 2 further can respond to node 3 in it can inform to node 3, node 3 can inform to node 4, and this one. This way data will be replicated throughout all the nodes, as many as we have. Client doesn't have to know that how many nodes are there and how much time it is taking, because the moment it is created, data is created at the node 1, it got response very quickly. What are the problems that come with this one? So if this node 3 is failing in real time, like node 2 has informed that there is some data change, but there is no way that node 2 is going to know that data is replicated on the node 3 or not. In the same way, if node 2 is failing, there is no mechanism that node 1 knows that data is failed to replicate on the node 2, and subsequently it is failed on all other nodes. So there is chance of data loss. It is not always happening that your node 2, node 3 will be failing, but sometimes it will be failing. There is no mechanism that the informer node will know that there is some problem in data replication. So this is the one problem with the eventual consistency. There is one most important benefit of eventual consistency, that client gets the response as quickly as possible. So there is some benefit that comes by some compromise. So this depends on the use case whether you want to go this way or not. So now let's analyze the second one, which is strong consistency, and let's see how it is working. So client has requested some action on the node 1. So data is stored on node 1. Now node 1 has requested that node 1 is going to inform other nodes that there is some data added into the node 1 and you have to replicate it yourself. So node 2 has updated the data and node 2 is further informing node 3. Node 3 is further informing node 4, and in the same way node 4 is going to inform other nodes available. So when at last all the nodes last node has updated the data, it is going to acknowledge the node 4 that data has been updated. See the sequence here and try to differentiate it with the first one, eventual consistency. Now this time it has got the response. So if I mark it 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 and 10. So here the main benefit of a strong or strict consistency is that client will know that data has been replicated throughout all the nodes, and if it is going to read from any node 2, node 3, node 4 or any node, it is always going to get the latest data because it got the acknowledgement that it has been updated throughout all the nodes. But there is going to be lots of latency delay. First time it has requested to create the data, it is going to travel throughout all of these nodes and then the acknowledgement coming here, and then it is going to get the acknowledgement that the data has been added. Try to see the difference between strong and eventual consistency. If that comes into picture, so if I have to choose one over the other, so we have to see the advantages and disadvantages that it is giving. So eventual consistency guarantees low latency and with some stale data. Client got the response immediately, but the data replication throughout all the nodes happening from the back, so it can take some time and there can be some failure as well. So there can be some delay and some stale data. And with the strong consistency, it is going to guarantee the updated latest data with some higher latency. So there is going to be some delay in getting the response to the client, but all the data throughout all the nodes will be updated. So that's all about data consistency and eventual and strong consistency. I hope you got the point. So let's see what is next in the series. So next we are going to see the event driven pattern. So if you want to see all other course plans, so this is the link that you can go ahead and check out that. If you like the content, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so that you get notification about every upload. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care, stay safe, bye bye.